Good afternoon to all. I am Pitamber from the Department of Information Technology and MTech Integrated. Today I will discuss some important tools and techniques that are related to design thinking. Okay, so let's look what are those tools and techniques. So the topic is stakeholder management, and under this we have two important tools, that is stakeholder mapping and CATWO analysis. Okay, so before proceeding to stakeholder management, first I will like to discuss, or I want to highlight what do we mean by stakeholder, because that is the most important thing. First we have to understand what actually stakeholder is, what is the importance of a stakeholder, or we can say why it is necessary to understand the term stakeholder, what role it plays, whenever we talk about any project or any product. So first we will discuss what are stakeholders, who are the stakeholders. Okay, so whenever I ask this question to students, so the answer that came from their side is that they give one particular answer, that shareholder is an example of stakeholder. Okay, so that answer is correct, okay, but that answer is not a complete answer, because shareholders are the part of the stakeholder, but not we can say that only shareholders are the stakeholders. So stakeholders is much bigger than the shareholders. So it is very important for us to understand exactly what do we mean by these stakeholders. Okay, so if we talk about stakeholder in definition form, so a stakeholder is either an individual, group or organization that is impacted by the outcome of a project or a business venture. So a stakeholder can be a single individual person, it can be a group of people, or it can be any organization, that is any private organization, any public organization, or it may be NGO also. Okay, so there are different forms of stakeholder. It may be an individual or a group of people or any organization, that may be public or private. So actually, and what is the importance of stakeholder, why it is necessary to find out who are our important stakeholders who are related with our organization or our product. So actually stakeholders are important because they can have a positive or negative influence on the project with their decision. Okay, so every stakeholder they have their own opinion. Okay, so we have different opinion when we talk about different stakeholders. So their each and every opinion is matters to us, because what opinion sometimes may take our project to on the higher level. So it is very important to understand each and every stakeholder that is related to our you can say organization or our project. Okay, so after this, to understand the topic stakeholders, we can categorize it into two parts. Okay, so one is internal stakeholder and another is external stakeholder. Okay, so we can broadly categorize stakeholder into two categories, internal and external stakeholder. So let's look what is the difference between internal stakeholder and external stakeholder, or who are the different components that belongs to the internal stakeholders, and what are the different entities that belongs to the external stakeholder. So if we talk about internal stakeholders, so we have the employees who are working with that organization, we have different managers like CEOs, general manager, okay, and the owners. So all these will fall in the category of internal stakeholder. And if we talk about external stakeholder, who are the external stakeholder? So there are different suppliers who supply any software or hardware material, whatever thing is required by that organization or project. So there are different suppliers, vendors. They will come in the category of the external stakeholder. And society, we can also take society in the external, because whatever product we are developing, we are making for the society. So they will also act as an external stakeholder. Then there is government. We can put government in the category of external stakeholder. Why we are putting government in the category of external stakeholder? Because government take direct taxes from those companies, from that company directly, and as well as the other employees, they are also paying the taxes to the government. So government will act as a external stakeholder. And after that we have creditors. So creditors, who are creditors? Creditors are can be any organization which provide a line of credit to that organization. For example, like we have banks, we have NBFCs. So they provide some kind of credit, or you can say loan, to these organizations. So they will also fall in the category of external stakeholder. Then we have shareholders. So previously I have discussed the difference between shareholder and stakeholder. So shareholder, here we will it will fall in the category of external stakeholder, because they have some shares of that organization. So that shareholder may be a retail investor, or maybe DIAs, maybe foreign investor. Okay, so they will fall in the category of external stakeholder. And last and the most important external stakeholder is customer. So customer, because whatever product we are developing for our customer, so they will act as an external customer. And for any organization, customer is the main and the most important stakeholder, because the success of any product depends on the feedbacks of the customer, whether they are liking that product or not, whether that product is solving their problem or not. So here customer will act as the one of the most important external holder whenever we discuss these different kinds of stakeholders or external stakeholder. So these are some of the examples of or you can say types of internal and external stakeholder, but we can have many more than these. So I think here we have some idea about the difference between the internal and external stakeholder. Okay, so internal stakeholders are those people who are related directly to the organization, like employees, like owners, managers. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Ki whatever happening in that organization, so there will be a direct impact on these stakeholders. And who are the external stakeholders? They are those who are not directly related to that organization, but they have like some kind of relation with that organization, whether that is supplier, whether that is government, creditor, stakeholder, or customer. So this is the difference between internal and external stakeholder. So I think here we have a very good idea regarding the stakeholder and the types of stakeholder, the difference between internal and external stakeholder. Okay, so here we have a example that is related to Aadhaar, and what is the problem for us? Ki we have to do the stakeholder mapping of Aadhaar. So this is the problem statement. So how we are going to solve this problem or this problem statement? By applying stakeholder mapping. So if problem is Aadhaar, so what we will do, we will first note down the different stakeholders that are related to the Aadhaar. Like we have central government, okay, like we have state government, we have different government bodies that are related to the Aadhaar. Then if we talk about public, that is the most important stakeholder that is related to Aadhaar, because Aadhaar is for the citizen of India only. So then after this we have application. okay, then we have legal, then we have media, we have public services, and last one we have non-mandatory identification. We will discuss all these one by one. See what is the meaning of all these stakeholders and how we have categorized these stakeholders. So first we have central government. Okay, so we know that there are different ministries that comes under the central government. Okay, like Ministry of Finance, Ministry of IT, Ministry of Labour. There are n number of ministries. So here we have write just few names, because writing all the names, yeah, all the categories of ministries is not possible over here. So if we write 4-5 names, that is sufficient. Okay, that is understood. Then after that we have state government. Okay, if we want to merge state and central government, we can do that, but we know that state and central government have different power, different authorities, their roles are different. So that is why we have differentiate these two government into two categories. So otherwise if we want, we can merge these two types into a single one. We can do that, there is no problem. Then after state government, we have different government bodies that comes under the Government of India, like Income Tax Department, Passport Office, Election Commission. We have different government bodies, and all the government bodies is related to the Aadhaar only. Okay, and after this we have public means citizens of India. Here we are talking about the people of India. Okay, so because Aadhaar is meant only for the people of India, so they are the prime stakeholders who are using this Aadhaar. So in category of public, we have citizens of India, the people who are living in India, the need. Okay, then we have other categories also in public, like we have NRIs, non-residential Indians. We can also include these people in the category of public. Then after this we have migrants working in India. There are different peoples from the other countries, those who have migrated in India and they are working in India for many years, so they can also come in under the category of public. So these are different people of India which we will put under the category of public. So if we talk about this particular section, that is the most important part when we talk about the Aadhaar. Okay, so they are the one of the most important stakeholders when we talk about this particular topic or problem, that is Aadhaar. Then after public we have next is application. So what comes under application? We have different consultants, we have different partners, we have training partners, we have network providers. Okay, so you know, for Aadhaar there is a requirement of network. Okay, there are different person who will be for whom we will be providing training to those people, you know, who are preparing, who are generating Aadhaar of people of India. So there will be training partners also. Then after application, we the next part is legal. So under legal we have two most important part, that is Indian Judiciary and Parliament of India. So they are also one of the most important stakeholder when we talk about the Aadhaar, because Parliament of India plays very important role, because it is the place only where it will be decided whether this Aadhaar will be passed or not. Okay, so Parliament of India plays very important role whenever we talk about the concept of Aadhaar. Then there is Indian Judiciary. So Indian Judiciary is also very important, because Indian Judiciary will decide whether people can use this concept. What if any citizen is facing some kind of a problem, or there are any legal issues, so it will be discussed by the Indian Judiciary only. So it is also very important component when we talk about the Aadhaar. Then after legal we have media. So as we know, media is also very important whenever we talk about Aadhaar, because at the very starting phase, when people don't know much about the concept of Aadhaar, the importance of Aadhaar, why we are going to use Aadhaar. Okay, so all this information is passed by media only. So here media also plays a very important role when we talk about the Aadhaar. So under media we have public broadcasters, we have private broadcasters, we have print media, we have television media, we have radio media, we have social media. So we have different kinds of media that comes under the category of this particular media. So this is also very important part, that is media, when we talk about the Aadhaar. Then after media we have public services. So as all of you know, there are different public services that are provided by the government of India to the common people, like cylinder and subsidy transfer, provident fund services, affordable ration distribution. So these are different services, and there are a lot more services which have been provided by the government of India. So all these will come under the category of public services, because to use these public services there is a requirement of Aadhaar. If any citizen of India, that person has Aadhaar, he or she can easily use these services. So that is the requirement. So here it is also very important whenever we talk about the Aadhaar. So after public services, next category is non-mandatory identification. So what is this non-mandatory identification? So sometimes it is not necessary to use Aadhaar. In that case it comes under this category, like whenever we travel through railways or through airlines. So in that case we can show our Aadhaar card as our identity, but which is not actually necessary. We can also show other identity, like we have passports, we have driving license, we have voter card. So in that case we can show those documents also. So that is why we are calling it as a non-mandatory identification. It is not necessary to use Aadhaar in this particular case, but we can use if we have Aadhaar. So these are different stakeholders. We have categorized these stakeholders when we are developing this Aadhaar mapping, that is we are doing stakeholder mapping. So this is a very good example to understand the concept of stakeholder mapping. So this is a particular example of a stakeholder mapping. So after this technique, that is stakeholder mapping, we have another most important technique, that is CATVO. The name of this technique is CATVO analysis for better stakeholder management. So let's discuss about this topic, that is CATVO analysis. Okay, so one by one we will look what is the meaning of this term, that is CATVO. So first we will discuss about the CAT, that is first three letters CAT, and after this we will discuss the WOE, that is the another three terms. So what is the meaning of CAT? So here C stands for customer, okay, and then next one is A stands for actors, then next one is T stands for transformation, then next one is W stands for worldview, then fifth one is owner, O stands for owner, and last one is E is for environment constraint. So that is the full form of CATVO. So what is the meaning of this particular topic, that is CATVO? So here we through this topic, that is CATVO, we are trying to categorize stakeholders into different categories. All these are basically different categories, that is customer, actor, we have owners, okay. So these are different categories. So whenever we have a huge number of stakeholders on our side, or our project is a critical one or the large scale one, we can apply this concept to distinguish these stakeholders into different categories. So first we will look what is the meaning of this different categories. So first one is customer. So in this category we will put those who will face the current problems for whom we will be working on the solution. Okay, so customers are those stakeholders who will directly face that solution. Okay, so whatever whoever a person or group of person or any organization that will directly face that solution, we will put that in the category of the customer. Okay, or in other words we can say that who will be directly affected by our solution or idea. Then after customer we have next is actor. A stands for actor. So in case of actors, who are the different stakeholders who will come under this category. So who are actually implementing the solution, or we can say that who are transforming this solution, though all those stakeholders will come under the category of actors. Okay, so for example, if we are working on any project, so there are different people who have different roles, like for example there are different developers, different designers, testers. So all those will come under the category of actors who are actually implementing that solution. Okay, so that is the second category of stakeholder and the name is actors. Then third, here we have transformation. So third category is transformation. But if we talk about transformation, actually transformation is little bit different than the other 5 stakeholders, because in this case we are actually not describing any type of stakeholder, but we are actually discussing the transformation. So what is the meaning of that? What we are discussing about the transformation? So here we will discuss about what is our actual problem and how we are going to solve that problem. Okay, so here we will discuss about the problem, what is our actual problem and how we are going to solve that problem by using these important terms like why, what and how. So what is the meaning of these why, what and how? So why it is important to solve this problem, how we are going to solve that solve this problem. Okay, so these are the important terms we will generally use while we are describing under this phase, that is transformation. So what is the difference in this particular type is that here we will not discuss about any stakeholder, but we will discuss about the transformation, what actually our problem is and how we are going to solve that problem. So all this we will discuss in this particular category. So this is the third one. After transformation, the next fourth one is worldview. So what is worldview? So in this case, in this category, we will talk about we will think about the bigger picture, which we can say that we will here we will talk about the beyond the system. Okay, so what is the meaning of this beyond the system or thinking about the bigger picture? So here we will discuss about those stakeholders who will be affected indirectly by that solution, by that idea or by that transformation. Okay, so if we compare worldview with the customer, so customer are those stakeholders who will be directly affected by our solution or our idea or our transformation. But when we talk about worldview, it consists of those stakeholders who will be indirectly impacted by our solution or idea, or we can say transformation. So in this case we will put those stakeholders who will be indirectly affected by our solution. Okay, so after this fourth one, the next is owner. Fifth one is owner. So in this category, who will fall in this category, who are the different stakeholders who will come under this category. So in this particular case, there will be stakeholders who own the permission to start, stop, pause, cancel, okay, our solution. Means here we will have the person who have some kind of power to start that project or that solution. we can say that we can that person can start or stop or pause that particular solution or idea. Okay, so if we want to talk in some simple terms about the owner, so we can put leaders in this category. Okay, if we talk about any organization and all the leaders who are related to that organization, we can put those leader in this category. So because they have the ultimate power to start any solution, to work on any problem, so they can also guide the other members who are working with that problem. Okay, so all those person will fall in this category, that is owners. Then this is the fifth one, and after this owner, the last one, sixth one, is environment constraint. So as the name suggests, environment constraint, so it works similar to that only. So here you can use another terms, like we can use hindrances, barriers. So in this particular section, in this particular part, we will have the different constraints. So we have to also look what are the different barriers, different constraints that comes that can come in our way while we are developing or while we are working on that problem. So those constraints may be of different categories, different types. Like we have, for example, we have legal constraint, or you can say legal problems. There are political, ethical, there are different norms, or most importantly we have some kind of financial problems. Okay, it can be possible whenever we want to start our project, so we can face the problem of finance. So there may be problem of human resource also. So there are different constraints that any organization can face. So all these stakeholders will come under the category of environment constraints. Okay, or in simple terms we can say that the different barriers or constraint will fall in this category. So again we will look one by one what is the meaning of CATVO. So as we have already discussed the full form of CATVO, so this term CATVO is formed by these 6 different terms. That first one is customer, C stands for customer. Then second category of stakeholder, that is A stands for actors. Third one is transformation, T. Then fourth one is W, that is worldview. Fifth is owner, and last one E stands for environment constraint. So this is the meaning, overall meaning of CATVO. So this is all about CATVO, but we will discuss this topic with the with a very good example. After that it will be very much clear what is the exact meaning of this and how we are going to implement this type of technique to solve any problem, or to identify different stakeholders, or to categorize different stakeholders. So we will move to the example. So here we have example. So first, what this problem is or example is. Okay, so here imagine that you are a labor minister of a particular state. Okay, so and the minister is planning to introduce a bill in that state assembly. The proposed bill is about ensuring 85% of jobs for local or domicile residents. That is, we are here talking about the native people. Okay, and that government, what that government wants is that any private, government or NGOs, organization, companies that are operating their businesses in that state, so they need that they will provide 85% reservation to the native people who belong to that particular state. Okay, so here is our problem statement. So and lastly, what is saying that who are the different stakeholders according to the CATVO. So here we have problem statement, and according to this problem statement we have to identify different kinds of stakeholders by applying the concept of CATVO. Okay, so I think problem statement is clear. So we will look according to this problem statement we have to categorize different stakeholders. So we will look one by one. Okay, so first category, that is stakeholder 1, that is of customer. So while solving this problem, we have to look who are our actual customer, who are the people who will be directly using, or who will directly face the implications while applying this kind of rule. Okay, so we will look at those entities. So here residents of that states now will have lot more jobs in their hand because of that law, because of that 85% of reservation. Okay, and so they will be directly impacted by this law. But if we talk about the residents of other state, they will also directly implemented because they are doing their job in that state. But now after this law is passed, then they will have a very few job opportunities. Okay, so they have to look for the jobs in some other states because of that particular law. So they will be also come under the category of the customer only, because they will be directly affected by this law. Then other than these people, we have government, private organization, we have different NGOs who will be directly affected by this bill or law, because the whole scenario, whole compositions of their team members, teammates is going to change after this law is passed. So they will also directly, there will be direct implications on these organizations also. So these are some examples of customers. So this is the first category. Okay, so I think it is clear how we are categorizing all these stakeholders into different parts according to the CATO. So this is the first part, that is customer. So who are customer? Who will have direct implications. So what is our original problem statement? Original problem statement is government wants to pass a bill that is giving 85% reservation to the native people of that state, that whatever the companies that are working in that particular state, they will provide jobs to all the natives, all the local peoples. So they will give 85% to jobs to those people only. So after looking at the problem statement, we can easily identify who are the customers, who is the stakeholder 1. So the residents or the natives or the local people will come under this category, and the residents of other companies, or residents of other states who are previously working in that states, they will also fall in this category. And the organization, that organization may be private, public, or any NGO, they will also fall in this category, because there if we talk about these organizations, there will be a huge change in the team compositions of all these organizations because of this law. So this is the first part, that is stakeholder 1, that is customer. So after the first part is, that is customer, the second stakeholder is actor. So who are the different stakeholders which will be come under this category of actors? So we have previously discussed who are the actors. So actors are those stakeholders who are actually implementing that solution, who are working on that solution. So in this particular case, in this particular example, we have human resource teams that can come under this category, because now they have to revise their hiring plan, because now they have to work according to that law. So human resources have to look at their future hiring plans, so they will come under this category. Then we have project managers, because now projects manager have a very important role to play, because they have to reshuffle. Reshuffling will be done because of the change in the team composition. Now the maximum people will be from that state only, so there will be a huge change in the team composition. So here the role of project manager becomes very important. Then after project manager, different labor department officials can also come under this category, because they will look for the or we can say they will inspect in random workplaces to check for the compliance. So here they will go to different organization and they will check whether these organizations are properly implementing this law or not. Okay, so they will also have a role to play, and there are many more when we talk about this category, that is actors. So all these stakeholders will come under the category of actors. So this is the second one. Then after actors, the third one is, that is stakeholder 3. So name is transformation. As I have already discussed what is the meaning of transformation, here we will discuss about the problem, what the actual problem is and how we are going to solve that problem. So all this we will discuss under this category, that is transformation. Okay, so this is the third case, that is transformation. Then so our next category is that is worldview, or we can say that stakeholder 4. So let's see who are the different stakeholders who will fall under this category. So as we know, there are different customers of the government, of the private companies and different NGOs, whatever the companies who are working in that state, who have established in that state. So customers of these companies will be affected because of the change in the employment strength. So as we know, whenever there is a change in the employment strength, okay, so that will directly impact to the quality of the service, or we can say a delivery of the service is also going to be impacted. So the customers of all these companies will be affected, and we can put these customers in the category of worldview. So after this we have another stakeholders, like we have different investors, shareholders, creditors, promoters. So they will also come in the category of stakeholder 4, that is worldview. So after this we have placement. So so placement is also going to be placement is also going to be impacted because of this law. Okay, then after this the different leaders of other states, we can put these leaders into this category, because now they have to look for other alternatives, because there will be a large inflow of people, of migrants, workers in their state. So they have to also look at this. So they will be also impacted. So we can put all these in the category of this worldview. So here all the stakeholders who are affected, or we can say that there is an indirect impact on these stakeholders. So we can put all these stakeholders in this particular category, that is worldview. So this is the fourth one. So after worldview, the next fifth category, or we can say stakeholder 5, is owners. So in if we talk about the this particular example, so we can put different ruling party, MLAs, opposition party, ruling alliance, okay, party high command of ruling party, because the party high command can take any decisions regarding to that law. Okay, then there is a governor of the state, because any bill can only pass after the approval of the governor only. Then there is a central government also. Okay, so there are different stakeholders that is related to owners. Okay, so these are some examples of the owners, or we can say that stakeholder 5. And then the last one is environment constraint. So there are different constraint when we are when we talk about this particular problem. Okay, so what can be those constraints, or what are the different hindrances? We have a look. So if this law is not properly executed, so then there will be also problem. Okay, and there are different vested interested groups who can easily find loopholes in this particular law. Okay, vested interested groups are like other ruling parties of that state. Okay, so they can easily find loopholes for their benefit only, and they will try to they will try that this law should not pass. Okay, so then after that, next is there may be some possible legal challenges also. And lastly, there may be corruption in the government. Okay, so if there is some kind of corruption in the government, so that will also hamper this particular law. So these are some different constraint, or you can say barriers that are related to this particular problem. So I think we have discussed all the different stakeholders that are related to this particular problem statement. That is all for today. We will discuss some other important technique in the next class. Thank you for now.